So this episode gave us like a ton of information, and I don't really know how to process it all, and I feel like it needs a rewatch to understand.
So I think that like these people are viewed obviously as an inferior race. They have like the spinal fluid that could turn them into Titans.
They can be Titans, unlike the Marlians who cannot, I guess. So there's the Eldians and the Marlians. I think I'm saying that right. And I think, okay, so got that straight.
Yeah, so...
And then...
That Titan, the owl, he looked like, when he formed into a Titan, he looked like Eren's Titan. Yeah. So I wonder what's going to happen after that, because what happened with Eren, like, he had to eat his father, and his father kind of looked like the Beast Titan, which makes sense. So obviously we got the big reveal, too, that Zeke is his son, and also the Beast Titan. So, like, Eren's brother, like, half-brother is the damn Beast Titan, and his dad's first wife ate his mom. There's just so much that just happened here. So yeah, they're obviously aiming to get like, you know, the founding Rice's power. So the one that they keep getting like passed down, and they have it right now. Well, Eren has it right now, which is what the ultimate goal, I guess, was before they could get it. And now it seems Zeke, you know, he obviously was manipulated by like the propaganda that was being fed to them while they were like in containment. And now he believes it. So I'm assuming that, you know, that's what this whole thing was, getting Eren, because they knew he already gotten the power, so that they were trying to get it from him so that they couldn't, like, overthrow them pretty much. So that if he got, like, the power to control all the Titans, they would take out the people who were, like, in charge that were oppressing these people in the first place. But why would they have manipulated it so that they would forget all that? You know, to rewrite their history. Like... I don't know, I feel like it's going to come back to the Rices. There was something more that, you know, they didn't reveal that only they knew when they got the power as to the reason why. And obviously, I would assume it's like the real truth. But you wouldn't think that they would want to, like, you know, take back their world. Not take back their world to, like, you know, oppress the other people, but just, like, you know, get up from, like, this freaking... Your people are being, like, oppressed and, like, killed and, like, pretty much just manipulated. So, I mean, that's just kind of...
the people in the walls?
I'm talking about what's the two peoples, the Marlians and the
Eldians.
The Eldians. So like the Eldians, like because they were part of the Eldians, right? The Rice family, but they were just like the founders of them because.
I don't know.
I'm assuming because they were able to turn into Titans.
I think that's what it is, but I don't. There is so much. I'm sorry if we got that wrong. There was just like so much, and we'll rewatch it and maybe get it right or. But I guess. But I'm like, how are all these different people already in the walls? Are they Eldians, or did they just happen to be there?
I don't know how they're doing that.
Because they said, I don't know. And then like there were still some Eldians living in this like internment zone, I guess. But it seems like there's, because that royal family, his first wife's name was like Fritz, I think, and that's not Rice, but that was a branch of the royal family. So I'm like, what exactly is the royal family? Was that the
original 9?
I don't know.
I'm confused by that too. There's a lot of information in this episode. Like, for a second it took us a second for you, the one who realized that Zeke was the Beast Titan, and that's just like insane to me. Like, you know, that is like his half brother. Like, and that explains why he said that you look nothing like your father. Because it's actually his father, but he probably doesn't associate himself as being like his son. Yeah. Because he thought, like, you know, it's weird how, like, Eren's father thought about how, like, all the stuff he was forcing on Zeke as a young age, it pretty much didn't work in getting through with him with, like, it's because, like, okay, he saw as a child, like, the propaganda and how scared it made his parents, but he was like, this is fake, this is not true. And, you know, his son, Zeke, was raised pretty much the same way, but he wasn't as, like, I don't know, curious to find out the truth. He just kind of believed what he was told, so he thought, like, his dad was crazy. Kind of like how Erwin was like, you know, they were saying, like, there's more. The reason that they're writing these textbooks the way they're writing them, they would say, like, it's believed that everyone else was taken out. You wouldn't have said it like, oh, they are taken out, because that's matter of fact. You know, like, oh, it happened. But you don't know that. There's no way anyone could know that unless you scoured every inch of the earth. So, like, the way people, like, conspiracy theorists are, like, kind of pointed out when they think that they're crazy, they dismiss that idea as, like, oh, there's no evidence to that. And that's, like, what propaganda does. Propaganda, like, makes you think, like, that it's a certain type of way, regardless whether there's proof showing you the opposite of that.
But then they've also said before that there was different, I guess, bloodlines that the mind warping Titan, that's the founding power, is the mind thing, I think. That some bloodlines didn't work on, like the Ackermans and like the Eastern bloodline, I guess. We're not exactly sure about that yet. So I'm like, how many different bloodlines are there? Why are they in the wall specifically? These 9 founding, 9, is that like the 9 bloodlines that it doesn't work on? And then also, they said that the reason the rice person passes it down is they're the ones who can remember that person who has it.
Yeah.
So nobody knows now in the walls, essentially, what's really going on outside the walls and why they're even in the walls in the first place.
I have a theory that I'm piecing together, and it's possible. And there's no maybe I'm completely wrong with this, but maybe they kept sending them to this island, and they wanted a place for the people in the area to live, and then every time it got overpopulated, possibly that's when they were like, okay, well, Titan attack, phase out some of the population, but they still kept some semblance of normal of life and stuff like that, as opposed to just a whole bunch of Titans roaming an island. And then the rice people would probably, the other Titans, I guess the founders, they would have encapsulated them so that they have some sort of protection. And that they wouldn't just think that they're an oppressed people, and they were just trying to survive the world that had been overrun by Titans.
And I guess in that scenario, if they were just if they actually knew about anything, then they would probably overthrow the other people, since a lot of them have the Titan power. Or you know what? Don't all of them have the ability to turn into a Titan? So are these all Eldians?
Maybe. I mean, if you took it from their spinal fluid, would that just count?
Well, I don't, because I think it's if you have the ability to turn into a Titan.
But I wonder if the smart Titan is the 9. What if that's the descendants of the 9?
Of the 9.
Yeah. So what if along the way Rhina had one of those powers?
Some people are taking these powers.
Yeah. And there's only 9 powers out there that makes you like a smart Titan.
Mm-hmm. And one's a platypus.
Yeah. Who the hell's a platypus?
Yeah.
I bet that's going to come back into play.
Yeah. All right, well, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay notified for all of our future videos.
Also, head over to our Patreon where we have full interactions as well as other exclusive content. The full interaction to the last 2 episodes of Attack on Titan are actually over there right now, so if you want to check that out, the link's down in the description below.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.